This was the beginning of a journey that would take two idiots and their motorbikes across Europe. But would they make it? Let's find out. This is it, 3:30 in the morning, and it's finally go time. Bikes are loaded up. Oof. And we're on time. No, we're not, we're late. We should have left now. But
in Europe adventure. Europe.
The journey began in a wet and rainy UK. This would take them wide and far across Europe. But first of all, we had to get through the border. Somebody can't find their COVID passport at the border. And after a lovely smooth journey, we had arrived in France. We are currently in Francais. So we made it, just about, despite all the odds, to our first stop. And the bikes are tucked away. And it was going well, of course. Second day, and we're already got to sort the bikes out, haven't we?
Already. Josh's bike, what's that?
Minor inconvenience sorted, and we were off through Germany. We are and have been travelling on the Autobahn for a good few hours after coming from Luxembourg. Dean is taking a whiz down there, you can't see him because it's dark. Oh, that's the sunset. Beauty. It's been a lovely day, about 24 degrees, but we've still got 3 hours to go.
A few moments later.
We're in an underground car park in Munich. Just made it here 1:30 in the morning. Long day. Josh has delirium.
And the delirium was set to continue, as we still had hundreds and hundreds of miles to travel from Germany all the way across Austria and down to Slovenia. And we had just 24 hours to do that, but that wasn't going to stop us. It wasn't all solid riding. At the German-Austrian border, we stopped for a look around Eagle's Nest. What do you think about that, Dean? Yes. And of course, coming out of Austria, we pulled over for a nice Trangia cooked meal, and with a very clean spoon, well done Dean, we set off into the night, as we still had many miles to travel, and we knew how important it was not to get distracted. Well, unless there was a good place to take a photo. Isn't that right? Oh yes, looking good, Dean. We had barely made it out of Germany, and it was already dark. We had to get through the whole of Austria in one evening, all the way down to Graz, where our accommodation was booked. Well, I guess that's what happens when you leave the plan to two idiots.
More moments later. A little longer than a few minutes later.
After 2 really long days travelling, we woke up in Graz and gave the bikes a clean.
For the off-road section.
Leaving Austria, we headed straight for the Slovenian mountains, and when we got there, we were not disappointed. Really stole our hearts, pinning it through the forest tracks, and even meeting the odd local, who didn't seem that surprised to see us. could have explored the forest tracks all day, but it was getting late, so we tried to find somewhere to camp. This was no easy task. Naturally, riding to the edge of the cliff seemed logical, although I then later had a good idea.
10-foot there? Imagine you just roll over at night and then
Health and safety aside, we made camp, and after some second round of repairs, we were on our way again. But we were absolutely loving it, almost as much as Dean loves Kate Bush. Of course, as we were adventure bike owners, we were taking ourselves extremely seriously at all times. No, I mean it, really seriously. My dancing career aside, we found ourselves down off the beaten track, onto what seems like a main road through Slovenia. We followed this all the way out of the country and found ourselves in Croatia, for what felt like a dream. How did we get here, Dean?
They filmed it.
Yeah. How did we get here? Where did we ride from?
One Tesco, Josh's Bar.
And where are we now?
Croatia.
Look at that. And like all dreams, they must come to an end at some point. In our case, it came to an end quite abruptly through the Slovenian back lanes, involving a car, a rogue, wild feral dog, and a head-on collision. Dean was fine,
Yeah, we have,
but his bike was totaled.
We have we have insurance and breakdown cover for.
And you can tell me what happened. You
Just-
drive
So back here, dog,
dog,
big dog, ran out onto the road.
dog or serval animal,
No, wow.
Oh, not sure. Big.
big.
Down off the bank here,
Okay.
or this side. Sorry.
Yeah.
We move out the way.
Yes.
It's chasing. And we're on the left without realising, and
yeah,
all
yes, on
and
the
all of a
left,
sudden, yeah.
I'm looking back like that because the
yeah,
animal's
okay.
there.
You
And then
you see the animal. You go to the left.
Yeah.
Then you see
then
we-
the car
okay.
and
Yeah. That's
Okay.
next thing I know, yeah.
you
the
go.
eye crash, yeah.
And you
Behind.
go back behind
yeah.
all or only
After several hours with Slovenian police,
I was following.
and spent several days trying to sort out the recovery of his bike, we sent Dean on his way via plane back to the UK, and this is where he left us. I then got straight on the bike, straight back to the UK, via France and Italy through one of the hottest days of the year, and met Dean at Plymouth like it never happened. And that was all for this year. But they would be back, better and stronger. Stay tuned for the next episode.